Insta-snap, good morning, what's going on? It's 7 a.m. here in Brisbane and I've been up for an hour. My mind's been racing thinking about all the things I get to do today. I'm very excited about today. Nothing's really happening, I'm just working. We're doing a mini lesson. This is going to be a really good one, a really practical one that you can use. So let me start with a question. Do you ever feel bogged down by all the things that you have to be doing or that you think that you're meant to be doing? Sometimes I get like this. Sometimes I get, golly gosh, I got so much to do. And sometimes it feels like, golly gosh, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not progressing at a very fast rate of knots. So if you think like that, just know that it's very common. Everyone has that. And I would like to propose an idea, some math. Because once you get momentum, someone like me who feels like that, I have a lot of momentum already, and it makes me sort of inspired to wake up. I sprung out of bed this morning, right, to go and work. But if you still yet to develop the initial momentum, it can actually stop you from progressing. So if you've got that overwhelm and it's bogging you down and stopping you from moving, I want to propose this. I want you to think about 10% growth per year. That's it, 10% per year. Think about that. In all areas of life, 10% growth per year. In your net worth, 10% growth. In your income, 10% growth. In your relationship success. In your wisdom and awareness. In your reading, 10% growth a year. In your health and well-being. Because 10% growth every year will make you an absolute master over time. You'll be a master, and it will be steady growth. You'll be able to go with the flow. You won't have the big crashes. You won't have big booms and big busts. People will overtake you. People will go and double their money in a year, and then they'll bust again. They'll be more volatile. Let me show you an example with finance, because finance is very measurable. Let's assume 3% income growth, 3% inflation. That means your income isn't really growing, it's just going up with inflation. You got some savings, you got some investing, you got the 19-year rule to financial independence. You save 10% of your income, you invest it at 10% per annum, and it's about 20 years, the 10-10-20 rule. It's about 20 years until you get financially independent, until you can replace your income. Now, what happens if you go and increase your income by 10% per year? Well, let's take a little look here. Let's increase your income by 10% per annum and see what happens. 19 years drops to 10 years. That makes a big difference. That just took 9 years off the journey. Now, while I'm excited looking at numbers, let's just assume that you can start popping somewhere in the order of 20. Then you're really cooking with gas. You're talking about a serious wealth creation strategy. We're talking about 20% per annum here. But first, I want you to understand the power of 10% growth per year. 10% growth per year in any area of life is going to pay dividends. It's going to make a difference in your life. Now, I want you to understand how simple it is to grow 10% per year. And the numbers you want to know is 1% growth every 38 days compounds out to 10% a year. All you need to do is become more efficient and more effective to the tune of 1% every 38 days. So that you can grasp that 1% of 1 hour is 36 seconds. So you have 38 days to come up with a way to be more efficient to the tune of 36 seconds every hour. Another metaphor is to save $10 on every 1,000 that you spend. If you're currently spending $1,000 a week on your lifestyle, you need to reduce that expenditure by $10. And you have 38 days to plan about how you're going to do that. 1% more efficient. In business, if you see 100 clients every 38 days, you need to just inspire one of them to go and share the message with a friend or family member, someone in their circle of influence. If you grow by 1% every 38 days, you're on track. And there is a daily ritual, a daily routine that you can begin today to make sure you get that. Every 38 days, you get the 1%. And where is it? In the IP course, obviously. So if you're a student, you come here, lesson 10. This is the final lesson in the swing trading program. Scroll down until you get to this guy here. Efficiency is key. Download the daily efficiency form, and then this will blow up. This content is for students only, but there's a series of questions that you sit down and you just answer them every day. They're very, very basic questions. It takes 5-10 minutes, maybe a day, and it asks you a series of questions that allows you to become more efficient. If you commit to this, make this habitual, if you make a really strong routine and you stay consistent with this, the 10% a year is conservative growth. It's very conservative. You'll do more than that. You'll do way more than that. Personally, my income had a period there of about 50% growth, and that's kind of subsiding a little bit now, right? But I had 50% growth per year, and that was my goal, 50%. If I could grow 50% every year, then in 5-10 years, you're done and dusted. So the moral of the story this morning is, don't get too overwhelmed and don't burden yourself thinking that you need to 10x your shit by next Monday, you know, because that I've seen so many times now. That burns people out, it stresses them, and it makes them not want to start. I've also seen people succeed with it. I mean, they set 10x goals and they get 6x, and their growth is phenomenal. But you know what? They had the expectation for 10, and so they're beating themselves up still. They're successful and still beating themselves up. So if I was here to promote success, hustle, wealth, get rich, I would be saying 10x your shit, 100x your shit, think big. But you know what? I'm here for both. I want to help people empower their soul and their senses. And it is 100% possible to grow elegantly, to grow into wealth elegantly and enjoy the journey and be flexible and not fucking put a disc out in your back, because that's not fun. Anyway, if you're not an Infinite Prosperity student yet and you want to be, swipe up now. We still have the sale running. I think there's less than 10 hours now on the clock. But that page has all the details and all the inclusions and all the strategies and all the tools that you're going to get and that you're going to learn. So go take a read.